The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete. He's crazy.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Everything is on the line today for 4 clubs in the World Cup of iRacing. The Group C Oval Race today here on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the virtual confines of Homestead-Miami Speedway, right here in sunny Florida. I'm Sean Ambrose, and with me today is the great Tanner Sharp. And in the studio, twisting and tweaking the dials, is our man, Giancarlo Lenzi. These pictures and scenes today are brought to you by the master of the lens himself, Dougie Beard. Welcome in, everyone. Tanner, welcome on into the booth today, sir. Pleasure to be working here with you today in Homestead, Florida here, Homestead-Miami Speedway. Tell us a little something about this track. I know you did a bunch of laps here today, and tell us a little bit about the car and how it felt and what you think about this facility here.
Homestead-Miami Speedway. It is a tough mile-and-a-half racetrack. It was opened up in 1995, and it has some old asphalt to it. I felt like it was loose on a longer run, but that could have been just my setup. And today we are running open setups, so it just could have been my setup. But these guys are definitely going to have it dialed in today. At Homestead. In my opinion, the preferred groove is the very high line, but watch out for the exit of Turn 2 and entering Turn 3. Those are those nasty bumps coming off Turn 2 there.
Yeah, the nasty bumps will be something to look out for. Right now, we're not having any technical difficulty. We're waiting for the race server to come up. Not quite up yet. Be up here anytime now. As soon as it does, we'll roll right to it. We'll continue to kind of give you a little bit of information about what's going on today here in the World Cup of iRacing. Already today, we've seen Group A and Group B compete. The UK and Ireland come out on top in Group A today with the most points, 1,380 points. And then over in Group B, we had the Dutch come out on top there, the 1,370 points. They dominate Group B over Scandinavia. And so Group A, Group B, both in the books already today. Group C about to get underway here with the oval race. And when they're done here, they'll head to Suzuka next and get into DW12 and take their way around there as fast as they can. But first, they're going to do it here for 90 laps, mile-and-a-half speedway, 135 miles around this very varying degree of banking, 18 to 20 degrees of progressive banking in the turns. Miami is going to be a trick, folks. This is a very fast track. And like you talked about that line up top there, Tanner, they say loose is fast. Well, loose is very fast here, but you've got to keep that car off the wall. And these Xfinity, Mustang, Camaro, Camrys will definitely get loose on you. They're up around the top. It is an open setup. It'll be double file restarts. Lap cars start at the back. The lucky dog is in effect here today. We've got a big race on tap for you here. We're going to get it started here pretty soon. Tanner, tell us a little bit about the weather conditions right now and what they're doing for the tournament right now here.
Well, for the weather conditions, according to my information, they're having 78 degrees with wind come from the east at 14 miles an hour. With that wind, that may play a factor into the setups because that's some strong wind blowing around on the racetrack, especially with the cars moving around the track. 43% humidity, and they're using 40% track usage, and they are leaving the marbles on the track. So that's a very interesting combination. You want to stay away from the marbles wherever they're going to be at on the racetrack. Could be on that high side where you're going to be using most of that racetrack, but yeah, it's definitely going to be according to these setups, definitely going to be a challenging race today.
Well, we're getting some information from the truck right now that the session is launching at the top of the hour, so we will be right to that here in a moment. But this World Cup, great thing that they put on here at iRacing. The World Cup gives everyone from all corners of the world a chance to compete here in this forum. And today is just chock full of racing. And we'll have, like I said, another race on tap for you right after this one at Suzuka here on GSRC. And there's 16 qualified clubs, and they split them up into 4 groups. And of the 4, they face off. They all face off on the track. Each club is allowed a maximum of 12 drivers on the oval and 12 drivers on the roadside for this round. And each club will count their best 10 scores from both. And the group winners, along with the one wild card, will advance to the World Cup Finals. And that will be a doozy. Championship ladder today, 2 splits. First place is going to yield you 90 points in split 1 and 60 in split 2, and it works its way down from there. But Tanner, I'll tell you, this Miami track, these drivers don't know how many of them have a lot of experience here, but man, that race into turn 1 on the opening lap is going to be an exciting one to watch. There's a lot of track to work with out there. There's a fast line down low. There's a fast line in the middle. There's one all the way up top. We could see 4 wide going into 1.
Oh, yeah, we definitely could. It's a 90-lap race, so it all depends on how hard these guys want to push it. Try to get to the front early. It could be a part of a strategy plan. Maybe lay back, wait till a pit stop, because I believe we are doing pit stops today. But yes, there is a lot of room on the racetrack to move around. In the corners, I found out when I was testing there this morning that the middle groove seemed like it had a lot of grip to it. So some guys may look towards the middle of the racetrack to find some grip there, but definitely the preferred lanes are the high and middle lane. But do watch. The guys may want to go on the bottom of the racetrack just to test that bottom out to see how that works as the race progresses.
Yeah, and that race, 90 laps, there will definitely be a pit stop strategy coming into play here. Obviously, if you see yourself with a lot of cautions, that strategy goes out the window, and tires will be an issue here. It always is on these mile-and-a-half tracks, and I don't expect it to be much different today. We do have some favorable weather that may give them a little bit a little bit more grip in those tires. But again, when we talked about that 40% usage and the marbles left on the track, that's what I'm really looking to see come into play as we get deeper into the run and we get around to that halfway point of the race. Boy, those cars are going to be slipping and sliding all over the place. So those marbles will definitely be a factor, especially for those guys that try to run that higher line that you talked about earlier.
Yeah, most definitely. The marbles, you never want to run over marbles at any racetrack. And from my understanding, the marbles aren't going to get cleaned off after a caution flag. I could be wrong on that, but from what I've read, that's what the game plan is. So marbles will stay on the track as the race goes on. So just got to be careful, understand where the marbles are at, and understand where your line is going to be. Sometimes you might want to change it up a little bit, but as long as you avoid those marbles, you should be okay.
Okay, and we hear the session's up, and everybody's going to get in here and get ready to bring this on to you guys and ladies. Hopefully, here tuning in today, this is going to be a great one. We're going to take just a quick break while we all get reset here and get ready to bring this to you. We'll be back here just in a moment here to the Group C Oval Race here today in the World Cup of iRacing here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. And welcome back, everybody, to the World Cup of iRacing here, the Group C Oval Race. Getting ready to kick this race off here in just under 10 minutes. They're out on the track qualifying right now. And already cranking up 31-second laps. Just no one broken that barrier yet. 31.097 right now belongs to Shuka Sovalainen in the number 313. Timu Leivinen, they're in second right now with a 31.139. Yeah, everybody's starting to make the way out slowly right now. Looking like we've got about just almost 20 cars here. Probably have a few more. Everybody getting in here. Server just coming up. Tanner, seeing some pretty good speed already.
Faster than what I ran this morning. I was running in the my best lap was 31.9, so that would if I was in this race, that would put me about 9th place or so. But oh man, these are just some solid times in these Xfinity cars.
Yeah, and that is the Xfinity car is on a pretty hot track right now. It's 104 degrees I'm showing out there right now, and these 4 clubs today competing for a chance to move on to the finals: Finland, Australia, New Zealand, Iberia, and the great state of Texas. Yes, it's so big they gave them their own territory, folks. And we'll do it here at Homestead for 90 laps. Just about 5 minutes left remaining in qualifying. Not much movement at the top here. That 31.097 is standing back to about 33.5 seconds right now throughout the field. 13 cars have taken time. Still plenty to get in here and get on the track.
Definitely
On board with Olivier Searles right now, Australia-New Zealand driver right there. You can see in that onboard coming down that back straight there, carry a lot of speed into that turn. Here across the front straight.
Man, Sean, it seems like in this qualifying session, a lot of guys are aiming towards that middle lane, as I was explaining before. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, funny. I talked about Olivier carrying it might be Oliver. I'm calling him Olivier. We'll go with Oliver Searles. Oliver was carrying a lot of speed and then decided to back it down and get off the track. Caught me sleeping there. But I think that middle groove could be your friend. I think it could be a tire saver too. I got a question: if you're really going to want to run up top with all those marbles on the track that we talked about, that certainly could be a factor. And you just don't want to scrape the car up here. Aero's so important. You flat spot the right side of that car, you're just not going to head in the right direction through this field, Tanner.
Oh man, aerodynamics is just huge when it comes to mile-and-a-half racetracks. Sometimes if you hit the wall, you could get about 30 seconds worth of damage for your pit crew to fix up. So, I mean, aerodynamics is just very key at this racetrack. So you definitely want to try to avoid the wall. And with the marbles, on the high side of the racetrack, if they're there or not, I'm not seeing any at the moment, but they're probably there. But maybe that takes a groove away. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, it might just take a groove away to where these guys are just going to run the bottom, the middle lane, but we'll have to wait and see how this race is all going to play out.
Well, 90 laps is not a very long race. It's not a sprint either. I think early your best thing to do is kind of get in line and follow along and stay out of trouble. Take care of the car. Take care of the tires as you kind of explore the limits of the car through that opening run. Get to that first pit stop. We'll see if those drivers are brave and want to go into that first turn 3 wide. That could bring trouble early, and if it does, then we start talking about the caution flags. And I know it's cliche, but they usually do breed more caution flags. Maybe we won't see that today. This is some of the finest here on iRacing. They're about to duke it out for 90 laps on this mile-and-a-half facility. As we look above right now, lots of track to work with out there. Can they do it comfortably for 90 laps? We're about to see, Tanner.
Yeah, if we get a long green flag run, maybe a tire factor could come into play to where these guys, depending on their setup, it could get really tight or it could be really loose. It just all depends. And I think pit strategy is really going to play a factor for the guys that qualified mid-pack or towards the back. They might want to play a pit strategy to try to get up to the front and finish in top 5 or win this race.
Well, with those tires being such a factor with a 104-degree track, I'm sure they will be a factor. And I'll tell you one thing I know about this track for sure is the push is real. And you get running in a line, you're going to have to definitely start backing those turns off a bit as those tires start to go away from you. You're going to find yourself up there in that safer barrier, and that is not the place you want to be here today. Qualifying, getting ready to wrap here, just a little over a minute. Savalainen still making that 31.097 hold up. No one's been able to get close. Livenen still sitting there in second with that 31.139. No one able to catch him either. Tommy Hawkins sitting there in third.
Yeah, just looking at the from second place to fifth place, times are real tight at the moment. I just can't believe how they're in the low 31s. I couldn't even get down that low into the low 31s. My best was a 31.9, and I fell back into the mid 32s. So it's probably just my setup.
Yeah, and I'm sure these guys have been working on these setups quite a bit here. Open setup is a mixed bag. You never know what you're going to be running against, and certainly with the varying degree of skill out here that we'll see today, that setup could be everything. It could be your ticket to a win. And these teams, as I said, these 4 teams, a lot at stake here today. This round takes you on to the finals. One of these teams is going to break through. It's going to be Finland, Australia, New Zealand, Iberia, Texas. Tanner, who's your pick today?
Oh, boy, that's just a tough call, but I may go with Ireland.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to play any favoritism here, but I like those boys from Texas. Look out there for Sam Boren and Adam Young, Ben Welverett, Ethan Moore. That's going to be a team to watch today. Tony Duffy out there in the number 43. I look for some excitement from the Texas team. Hope they represent well.
Seems like the Texas team's qualified mid-pack, so if they can't get to the front right away, maybe they may have to play a pit strategy to try to win this thing. I mean, that's just in my opinion, but we'll see how this all plays out for 90 laps.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we haven't really talked about much is the team strategy. Today you're really racing for the team. It's important to get as many of you up there to the front as possible, get the very best points earned to get that win. And you're going to see these guys probably work together, work in packs, and they've probably all gotten together, worked out a good strategy, and going to let that play out here. And we're getting ready to grid up right now.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe talking to your teammates, saying, "Hey, when are you going to end up pitting, or what's your strategy?" I mean, see what they're going to do, and maybe play along with their strategy, do some teamwork on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's definitely. I certainly think that's going to be a factor today. Yeah, I think you'll see that quite a bit. Only 90 laps to get it done, though. And as we look at the American Childhood out the back door of the American Childhood Cancer Organization Ford Mustang pace car, we get ready to start them off here. I think we can go ahead and safely read out our grid. Everybody's in. Everybody's taking time. 20 cars on the track getting ready to start the Group C oval race here in the iRacing World Cup. Let's run them down for you. Sitting at the top of the board in the number 313, Jukka Savalainen. In the number 1, Timo Livenen. He'll start second on the outside of the front row. On the inside of the second row, Tommy Haka. He'll start third. In the number 123, starting fourth, Jair Sapala. In fifth, in the 00, Simo Lepinen. In sixth, in the number 65, Marco Pentinen.
In number 7, number 23, Ben Welvert. In number 8, number 18 car, Pedro Gomez. It's sitting in 9th place. The number 43, Tony Duffy. In 10th place is Ethan Moore. In 11th place, number 7, Sam Boren. And in 12th place, number 3, Carlos M. Garcia.
All right, I'll take us back to 13th there. And at number 84, Fernando Guerrero. Starting outside of him in the 14th spot, the number 15 of Martin Carroll. In 15th, the number 33, Fausto Gomez. Darren McKenzie in the 08, he'll start 16th today. Brett Wilson, he'll go off 17th in the 007. Spectre Open this weekend, that's appropriate. Oliver Searles will go off 18th today in the number 17. And in the number 21, Adam Young, 19th. Rounding out the field of 20, Andrew Redgrave in the number 10. Tanner, that Ford Mustang pace car is in. Silverline takes them across the start-finish line as your leader. Heading down into one, he got a great jump on the start. They go side by side into one behind. Starting to spread out a little bit. Silverline got a really nice start there. Livenen on his tail, looking for a run already off of turn 2. Livenen to the inside. Going to take that away going into 2, or going into 3.
Boy, that was just a nice pass by the number 1 there on his teammate, but a little early right now. Maybe they're just, I see the top 4 cars right now single file as we have a battle for 5th place there. But everybody's taking it nice and easy at the moment.
Team Finland dominating the top 4 right now. They are on a roll. Take that back, the top 5. You see those team cars right there roll off the turn. Make that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finland on the charge, folks. Livenen still your leader. Breaking away from the pack. He's got a nice run going there. Running pretty hard right behind him.
Nice little battle back here as the number 15, Martin Carroll, covers in behind number 7 of Sam Boren. That was for the 13th position. So everybody's pretty much single file at the moment.
Yeah, that's what we talked about just before we started this race, about maybe settling in here and let the car kind of come to you, explore the limits of the track a little bit, see where your line's going to be. Finland, though, really still continuing their dominance. Only one showing the chance to break through right now is Welverett, Ben Welverett there, a Team Texas driver. But everybody else up there, Team Finland, really strong right now. Livenen still held on to the lead.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, so far, this track's mainly known for green flag runs, but if we get a good green flag run here, maybe some guys in the back of the pack may have a longer run set than what these guys have. We'll really have to see how, maybe 20 laps into this race, see how these guys, see if anything changes for position at all. Because right now, Finland's just awfully strong in early going.
Yeah, and Livenen already opening up over a second on the rest of his teammates right now. Savalainen still holding down second place, and Tommy Hawkins still showing there in third. Great racing there going on up front, but like you said, everybody in line right now. And I'll tell you what, on these mile-and-a-half tracks, you get these green flag runs, man, you get caught at the back. Someone like Andrew Redgrave right now, who's already 10.5 seconds, 6 laps in. It does not take long. There you see Andrew Redgrave on screen right now in that Dollar General Camaro, and he is struggling to keep up right now. He has lost the draft, and boy, almost like being on the super speedway, you lose a little bit of that draft, you're all out there by yourself. Really hard to be fast when you're just, like I said, hanging out there by yourself, just nobody to help you.
Yeah, but the draft does come to play in a little bit here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, especially when you're on the straightaways. You get a nice run off the corner. But usually Homestead-Miami Speedway is more of a handling racetrack. But if we were at Daytona and Talladega and you lost that draft, man, it is just so hard to get, just to even get back with the lead pack, even if you're staying green flag.
Well, your top 6 is still Finland. They're out there earning points. Right now, as we speak, they are just attacking the field, running away from everybody. Ben Wilver, as we talked about a moment ago, 23rd, the number 23 is in 7th place, but even he is starting to lose a little bit of ground to them, almost a second back from that pack, and losing a little bit more every lap as they are just starting to pull away. What a race going on up here up front. Those guys have definitely been working together. Livinen still your leader. We look out the windshield here of Sam Boren. He's got the number 3 machine of Carlos Garcia right in front of him. Sam looking to make a move on him.
Yeah, and I've looked throughout the racetrack, and I believe this is the only battle, or closest battle, that's going on at the racetrack at the moment. That number 7 of Sam Boren is a Texas car. So we'll have to keep an eye on these Texas cars, as they're pretty solid today in this race, but not as fast as the Finland cars at the moment.
Yeah, now Team Finland is hooked up right now. Texas working together, though. Well, he's got Duffy right behind him there, so not too bad right now. Ethan Moore's in that mix. They definitely have a chance, but Finland definitely looking like the front runner right now. They're not having any trouble. All working, starting to move around and work some different grooves, explore a little bit there. I saw him working that high groove that you talked about there. Penton and Marco Penton in number 65 was up top working the high side of the track. Don't know maybe if he got a little bit of a push, too much of a run there, but he was definitely experimenting up there. It looks like he's come back in line with everybody else as we look on with Marco right now. Let's see what he does here heading into turn 1. He's keeping it down there, trying to stay in line now. I'm guessing maybe he had a little bit of push and quite a run going there, Tanner. I know you didn't maybe get to work in a draft with these guys today, but definitely that's going to be a factor as these cars get deeper into the run.
Yeah, maybe the tires have come into play just a little bit itself. I understand, from my understanding, the iRacing increased the tire wear on all the cars too as the race progresses. So maybe the tire wear could be coming into play, as I see Marco on the very high lane. He's the only car I've seen try that very high lane at the moment. But he's losing a little ground to his teammates up there, but it's not a solid loss, but little by little. But as long as he keeps his cool and just focuses on his own race, he should be okay.
Yeah, we saw him experimenting again up there up top. Did get a decent runoff. Didn't lose that much ground to those guys, but doesn't look to be the fastest way around the track right yet. Not with the rest of the cars in front of him all working down in that middle groove.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at lap times right here, with Finland dominating this race at the moment. The first car besides the Finland group is Ben Welver in the number 23 car. This last time by, he lost 2/10 on the car ahead of him. So he is losing ground to the leaders thus far.
Yeah, right now it looks like Finland just really content to stay in line and just keep continuing their dominance around the track. Andrew Redgrave already 22.5 seconds behind, already at risk of being lapped here in just a few laps. 14 laps into this race, still green flag. A great run going right now by Team Finland. Teemu Laivinen, your leader. Jukka Savalainen, he is sitting in second still. Tommy Hocker right where he started, still in third. And Jiri Seppala, he is still sitting in fourth place. Not much change up there, folks. They have just, from the get-go, just really come out and just put the throttle down and not really looking back. I don't see any mirror driving going on there at all, Tanner.
No, the guys up in front are just pretty much committed to stay single file and not try to run each other down in battle, because if they battle, who knows, Ben Wilford could come back to could catch these guys, So, and you do lose time if you end up battling with another driver on the racetrack. We did have a close battle between Lepian and Marco there, the 65 car and a 00, but although they're pretty formally staying single file at the moment.
Well, we were just looking at Carlos Garcia and Ethan Moore, and they were going at it. And there's Garcia still down. He moves up, gets in between there. The 27 to Ethan Moore and the 7 to Sam Bourne right behind him. He's going back down to the bottom side there, looking for a spot to get in under the 27. Can't quite pull it off. He had a moment ago. Here comes Sam Bourne to the inside. Is he going to make it work down there? Can he keep it down there without sliding up the track? He does. He pulls it off, but Garcia gets the run off the top.
Man, from my understanding, these cars, when they get along, when they're on the high side of the racetrack and they're getting off the corner, they get such a huge run compared to the guy on the bottom of the racetrack. As the number 3 Carlos, man, Garcia, he is trying to get a position on him. Hopefully he can try to make that bottom work and have enough grip for those tires to stick.
Saw that car slide up there, and I don't know if that was a little aero push or the tires just kind of getting a little too hot right there. We ride on board here off the right side of Carlos Garcia, trying to make it work down inside. He's pulling it off there, folks. Riding right off his front bumper.
Oh boy, I'm wondering if he's gonna be able to make this stick and clear him. If he does, that'll be pretty. That'll be learning something for the future, and I believe he does.
Finally pulls off that pass. Really, really nice run there by Carlos Garcia.
Number 27, Ethan Moore's like, that's cool. I'll try it.
Yeah, and he's trying it now. That 27 Texas machine fighting hard, but Garcia still manages to get ahead, fighting for Team Iberia. He's got another Texas machine right in front of him there, Tony Duffy, the number 43. Got ourselves a Texas hoagie, folks.
This battle is really fun to watch right here between the number 3. I think it's for Knight. Oh, car on a wall.
Duffy gets a piece of the wall. He was telling him to go by. He gets out of it a little bit and gets himself up in the wall there, Tanner.
Yeah, he was getting on the radio saying this is just getting a little bit crazy. I'm gonna get out of here, and he actually scraped the wall. I don't know how bad it's gonna affect his aerodynamics. To me, it looked minor, but we'll have to see how he plays out as the race progresses here. So, very unfortunate, but it's early in the race. Maybe you can get a pit strategy to get him back up there.
Yeah, not seeing a whole lot of damage on the car. It'll probably be okay. Shame though that fight ends like that. But Garcia is still really strong. He's working on Pedro Gomez right now, his teammate.
Yeah, those cars Carlos Garcia got by were both Texas cars. So right now he could probably settle in line with his teammate just to draft a little bit. Back on that topic where you said about aero pushing in the corner, sometimes when you're drafting, and you can't help it obviously, and you're drafting, sometimes that air can just push you up the racetrack because you're carrying just so much speed.
Yeah, and we just saw Timu Leivinen get around Andrew Redgrave. Andrew Redgrave now the first car a lap down in this race. Brett Wilson, he will be next. The 007 sitting back there almost 20 seconds down right now. Looking on there with Carlos Garcia. He's up to 9th.
As much as I want to say... Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off there, Sean, my bad. But as much as I want to say, back on that 007 topic, too bad he doesn't have an Aston Martin to get him back up towards the front. Use some of those useful gadgets, though. But, yeah, hopefully he can catch a caution here to stay on the lead lap. Otherwise, he could probably catch the lucky dog himself.
Yeah, well, he is the first car eligible right now if the caution were to come out. But I'll tell you who doesn't want to see a caution, and that's Team Finland still continuing their dominance right now. Leivinen almost 2 seconds to the good in the front of this field. Savalainen, Haka, Sepala, all right there. Penttinen, Lepinen, they are still the furious top 6 from Finland there. Reminds me watching one of those great Finnish hockey teams and their dominance in World Cup play. This World Cup for these guys here in iRacing is looking like that dominant Finnish form we are seeing that we've come used to seeing over the years. See him here working underneath there of Andrew Redgrave. He's getting out of the way, doing a good job, being a good sport about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Whenever you're a lap down or you're going a lap down and leaders come up fast on you, it's always best to stay out of the way and hope for the best for like a caution to get yourself back into the ball game. But yes, Finland's just very dominant right now in early going. Right now, I believe we're past 20, coming to 25 laps in or 26 laps into this race already, and looks like the long run setups are starting to play here. And Finland, man, that 23 car, Ben Wilbert, who's not a Finland car, I believe he's a Texas car, he keeps losing time to the top 6 guys.
Yeah, he is. When we talked about him earlier, he was just a couple of seconds back, about 3 seconds back. He's lost another 5 seconds now, 26 laps into this race. Finds himself almost 9 seconds down, about 7 seconds down from that pack of Team Finland right now. They are just taking up track.
I'm sorry to cut you off. The 23 car spinning on the racetrack.
He is. He's spinning.
Caution should come out here, and it does.
Oh, and everybody getting around him.
Wow, that was close.
Barely.
I had eyes on him as you were talking there, and he started getting really loose exiting the corner of turn 4 there, and he tried to save it, but it just came around. Seeing some left rear damage on him.
Yeah, we're going on the replay right now, taking a look at that. On board with Ben in the number 23. Team Texas machine there. State Capital on the hood. He comes off turn 4. You see that car get a little bit of wiggle there off the top of the turn. Just not able to save it. Oh, man, he almost did, too. That's the really unfortunate thing. He almost was able to correct that car. Everybody makes their way around him. That's a self-spin. Nobody else involved. Looks like Andrew Redgrave's going to get a chance to get that lap back.
Looks like a lot of cars are going down pit road. The number 10 car, the Dollar General there, is going to stay out, obviously, because he's a lap-down car. But Finland's coming in right now, and here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway, you have to use the pathways. If you don't use the pathways, iRacing does black flag you for a safe exit, or entry, I should say, pit entry. So everybody's
Carlos Garcia having trouble getting into the pit lane back there. I don't think he hit anything, but man, he got on the binders. Quick, go to the replay here. See exactly what happened. Garcia coming in on that pathway. Oh, too much throttle there.
Oh, man, he almost got tagged, too, by, I believe, the number 27 car, if I'm not mistaken. That 27, that was Ethan Moore.
Yeah, certainly not looking for any trouble, minding your own business, and all of a sudden the 3 car, Carlos Garcia, just goes around. Man, that was a close call. But Team Finland, they get in first, they get off first, and they remain your leaders of this race. Timo Leivinen putting on quite a show right now. His teammate, Jukka Savalainen, he's doing his best right now to put on a good show for us today. He'll restart on the outside of the front row just like they started this race, except inverted. So Timo going to have that advantage, but we did see Savalainen get a great jump at the start of this race. I will be interested to see how they get off on this restart. Are they going to play nice? Or are they actually going to race a little bit? We'll see. Finland certainly dominant. Want to probably try and continue that. We'll see if those team orders come into play here early into the race. We're going to restart the race past the third waypoint of this race. We talked about it not being a particularly long race with only 90 laps. Hard to believe we're already a third of the way through, Tanner.
Yeah, this race has gone through quickly as possible. I mean, it's just gone so fast. That's why we have long green flag runs. When you get long green flag runs like this, the race just, it gets faster and faster as the race goes on. But when you have a lot of caution flags, which we're not seeing today, but when you do have a lot of caution flags, the race session just it takes a while for it to complete. But it's been a great run by everybody. Of course, too bad for I believe that was Ben that spun out earlier, but he's currently showing P12 right now, so he didn't lose a lot of ground, but it's mid-pack. But hopefully he can get back up there where he was running.
Well, the entire field will be down the lead lap when we come back to racing here, green flag. Been a good one so far. Been really, really fast. Some blistering laps going on out there. 20 started. 20 are going to restart this race. Double file. Andrew Redgrave, again, the recipient of that lucky dog. He gets back on the lead lap.
I believe that puts everybody on a lead back, doesn't it?
Yes, sir, it does. That pace car comes across. And looking to see if those lights are off yet. Looks like they might go one more here.
I got the pace light carts off from my view.
Yes, they are. So we get ready to set this down as they head down the back stretch and into 3. Jukka Savalainen will start this race on point. They switched. Wasn't ready for that. All right. So Jukka going to start this race again on the inside. Timu on the outside. Tommy Haka got a front row seat for the show right there. We're looking out his window. You see Timu Ivan up there out of turn 4. Ford Mustang pace car getting ready to pull off. Here we go. It's off and away. Jukka on the pedal again, just like he started the race. He gets across the start-finish line first. Timu Ivan right back there in second. Team Finland scrambling behind. Savalainen with a really nice start. Able to get away from Ivan this time. Might be his turn. Lead a few laps, get a few more points. Finland gets away clean, Tanner.
Yeah, so far so good. They're all single file, and it's almost looking like as the start of the race. So if we do get another green flag run, man, Finland may just pull away.
That was a good time for that pit stop right there, actually. 30 laps, get a nice little break there. Chance to kind of just refocus and get reset. Looks like Finland has done exactly that. Martin Carroll up to 7th place. Pedro Gomez still in this race.
Boy, that 15 car. That 15 car, he was sticking with the car ahead of him for a little bit. I'm curious to see if he's able to stick with Finland here.
We saw Carlos Garcia on the screen right there. He's still fighting. Had that tricky end to the pit. Finds himself all the way back in 13th. Fighting with the 84, Fernando Guerrero right there. That's Team Iberia right there, trading positions. Carlos Garcia trying to find his way back to the front. Darren McKenzie got a run on him from behind right there in the 08 machine.
Definitely a nice little battle here as the number 3 of Carlos Garcia. Yeah, like you said, he is struggling. I don't know if he's had a long run setup or what. I'm not quite sure, but definitely had trouble entering pit road. I don't know if that spin had anything to do with that, but yeah, not looking good at the moment.
Well, no, Garcia actually back on the come now. He's found the speed again. He's working on Ben Wolverett right now. We look on screen here. The number 23 is still carrying a little bit of damage on that left rear. But here comes Garcia. Team Iberia on the charge, trying to get to the top 10. He's got one to get through here to Ben Wolverett to get to Adam Young. Nice battle going on there. We go back up front. Savalainen still in the lead. Ivan in behind him, working on him. Got to the bumper.
Boy, Ivan right now looks like he's just a little bit quicker than Sevelin there. But so far, Finley just runs single file, just absolutely stout today.
On screen, we're still looking at Garcia here. He's trying, man. That car is digging. Working hard on that Camry in front of him.
Yeah, no matter how bad your car, even if you have a bad setup or not as good a setup as everybody else, just never give up. And man, he's not giving up right now.
Everybody running in line right now. Early days still. We haven't even reached the halfway point. We're not far from it. Going to be time to boogie here pretty soon. But right now, everybody's settled in. Just working the track right now. Taking care of the tires. Probably still going to need another pit stop to get this race done. Definitely going to need the tires, I think, there, Tanner.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Even though if we do go in for some fuel and we do get a caution, I think tires are going to mean the world. That'll display the outcome of this race, in my opinion. I'm currently watching Carlos Garcia right now, man. He is trying to get that bottom working as best he can to try to get by Ben Wilford in that number 23. And so far, he's hanging with him side by side, entering turn 3.
Yeah, Welbert really doing a good job with a car that's a little beat up. We saw that spin. He didn't get much damage repaired on it at all. Still
Maybe not.
having a
Maybe
really
not.
good run.
He may have minor damage though. I don't know. I'm not Ben right now, but he may have maybe 30 seconds of damage. So maybe it wasn't severe. So far, it's not looking like it was severe. So maybe a couple adjustments on that pit stop too may have helped him out as well.
He is really having a nice run up top. Wow, Garcia right there to the inside. Dives it down in there really close. They were door to door there for just a moment heading into the turn.
Keep in mind, Garcia actually made that bottom work on that last run on another car. I'm not quite sure who it was, but he did make that bottom work earlier, so we'll have to see it. He might clear him right here, though, and I believe he does.
Yes, he does. Ben was really patient with that high line, was really making it work, but finally just a little too much Garcia was for him. Garcia gets around. Now Ben having to worry about the charge of Fernando Guerrero, Carlos's teammate back there, looking to get up there with him.
Pedro almost hit the wall from my camera view here. Almost hit the wall coming off turn number 4 there, but he did get by Martin Carroll for 7th place. But wow, close call.
Yeah, and he almost hit Ben Welbert right there. So we looked at his front windshield. He had quite a run going on him into the turn there. See him right here, got another run right on the bumper there. Ben Welbert right in front of him. Fernando Guerrero charging hard. Had to back it off just a little bit. Certainly didn't want to run him over right there as they head across the start-finish line.
Definitely some hard racing towards the middle of the pack here. I don't know. We'll have to see how these guys, because I know when you're racing real hard, some guys may catch you and you might lose the guys ahead. So we'll have to see. So far, it's some great, clean, hard racing from these fellas.
Yeah, and you talked about the clean racing. You know, we talked about some of the best here from iRacing. This is proof of it right here, Tanner. We're seeing these guys really, really run hard and competitively. And we've had the one caution flag, and certainly don't want to throw out the commentator's jinx, but man, this has been a solid run. Homestead, a very tricky track. It's not a flat foot track. Talladega, get out of here, and just it requires some finesse, as you found out this afternoon, especially with these Xfinity cars. A little bit shorter wheelbase, a little less horsepower. They are a little bit different animal to run than your Cup car, and they definitely, as I said, take a lot of finesse to get around the Homestead-Miami Speedway.
I was just about to say, wow, this battle with Carlos Garcia, these group of cars right here, oh my goodness. They almost bumped into each other coming off turn number 4 here, but they made it clean. And back to the talent part, these guys got a lot of talent. I mean, these guys have probably been racing for a long time here on the iRacing service. You know, I mean, these guys are showing that they have a lot of talent. Oh, there's contact.
Yeah, that was one of the Texas cars right there. That was Adam Young, I think. No, it wasn't that. Was that Adam? Yeah, it was Adam Young. Did a really nice job of saving that machine. The number 21 got all out of shape coming off the turn, and he does manage to hang on. We'll look at the replay real quick. You see Adam coming down the back straight there. Tries to make a move. Garcia just below him.
Boy, it almost looked like Ben had a run too, but it almost looked like Adam Young was going to change lanes to get a run on the guys ahead of him. But the driver behind him just had a huge run and ended up clipping his left rear quarter panel.
Yeah, and that quarter panel definitely seeing quite a bit of damage right now. He's still out there tracking, but he is off pace now for sure. So we're past the halfway point of this race right now. Let's run it down for you real quick. Jukka Savalainen is still your leader after that last restart. Timo Ivanen right behind him there in second. Tommy Haka rides third. Jerry Sapola is riding fourth there. Simo Lepinen, he's in fifth. Marco Penttinen in sixth. Pedro Gomez rides seventh right now. Martin Carroll in eighth. Ethan Moore ninth. And Carlos Garcia is still out there fighting, charging hard, working on Ethan Moore in 10th place.
Ben Welvert is currently in the 11th position in that number 23 car. In the 12th place is Fernando Guerrero in the number 84 car. In 13th place is Darren McKenzie in the 08 car. Tony Duffy, who was running the top 10 earlier today, is currently in 14th. He's backed up some. Adam Young, who we just seen made contact, is currently running in the 15th position. Sam Boren is in 16th.
We have a car on the wall. Several cars off, or two cars that look like went off the track there, but the green flag stays out. That's the number 43. The yellow is out now. The car, Tony Duffy, was in the racing line. They had to throw the yellow here on lap 50. 40 to go, and we get a caution flag. They were just in 10 laps ago. What do? Probably bring it in and get 4 fresh tires and fuel. We're going to go to the replay here real quick. Take a look, see what happened. Looking at Tony Duffy there, coming off the turn. Now we're on board with him, heading down the back straight. Duffy trying to tuck it down low. Car starting to wash up the track there a little bit.
Yeah, to me it looks like Fernando Guerrero ahead of him got into the wall there, and Tony kind of clipped him a little bit and spun out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Guerrero there up against the wall. He himself making contact coming off of turn 4 there. Duffy really with no place to go. Clips him, shoots him down to the inside. Heavy damage on that car for Duffy.
Oh yeah, that's significant damage right there for Duffy. I don't know if he's going to be able to try to make a run for a top 10 finish today. To me, it just looks like a lot of significant damage on that number 43.
Yeah, and the 84 machine of Fernando Guerrero, he's going to have quite a bit of damage on the right side of that car as well. He was up against that wall for a while. Team Finland is in. Everybody, all 6 of them in for their pit service. And I'm thinking if this went green the rest of the way, they could all make it.
Oh, number 18. He spun through his pit stall there. Went to another pit stall. That was Pedro Gomez.
Yeah, Pedro Gomez and Team Iberia having a little bit of trouble there.
Solid pit stops from Finland, man.
As you see here on camera, all 6 of them come out in a row right there. They putting on quite a show here today in the World Cup of iRacing Round C Oval Race here on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing channel. Going to restart this race with just about 35 laps to go. And folks, don't step away. This will be exciting. Finland continues their dominance, really looking to take Group C today and move on to the finals. They're off to a great start. No one has really shown the ability to even get up and race with him right now. Will it be Pedro Gomez? Will it be Martin Carroll, Ethan Moore, Ben Welbert still in this race? Lots of cars still in this race. Only one car a lap down. That's going to be Tony Duffy after that incident here on the last yellow flag.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for Tony. He was having a solid run. I think he was in the top 10 at some point, fell back some, and kind of just settling in there and lying there. Just a very unfortunate situation, and hopefully he can get that car repaired and try to finish out this race.
I don't think that was a caution anybody was planning on, but again, if you're looking to run this thing green the rest of the way, probably not a bad time to get it if that's your strategy. Certainly Finland in a good position to win this bracket right now. All 6 cars still in the hunt. still lead the way, not showing any give up. Everybody is going to have trouble getting around Team Finland as we get deeper into this race. The Ford Mustang pace car comes back across the start finish line. They start to go 2 by 2. The lights are off. 1 to go here. Tanner, do you think anybody's got anything from Finland?
Oh man, it's a tough call. I'm hoping that number 15, Martin Carroll, may have some for him. I thought he did earlier on that when he was sticking with him pretty good, but he just totally lost him. It looks like his setup may have fallen off, or just couldn't stick with the Finland car setups. But I'm hoping Martin has something for him. Ethan Moore himself. Ethan Moore's a Texas car. I believe you were a pick on the Texas boys today. But,
I was.
Yeah, if anybody, in my opinion, it's going to be the 15 car. But the number 3 there, Carlos Garcia, he is not. He's been fighting all day. I mean, there's no give up in him whatsoever.
Well, the American Cancer Ford Mustang brings us down into 4. Side by side, the 313 and a 91. Jukka Silvalainen going to take us back to start this race again. The Ford Mustang pace car pulling off. Savalainen on the loud pedal. There he goes. Again, breaks away from the field, down into 1. Clean start every time for him, down into turn 1. Ivan down there on the inside. Team Finland breaking away again there, Tanner. Nice, clean start there. The 313 on the charge, heading into 3. He's going to remain your leader, heading into turn 3.
Man, when that I thought I heard somebody hit the wall there in the back, but the 313 car, man, Jukka Savalian, man, when that pace car drops down pit road and he gets into the gas, he is gone. But right now, we may have a battle for the lead here, getting close to that back bumper there.
Yeah, Ivan getting a little impatient right there. Almost made contact there with our leader, Savalainen. That was a close one. That's as close as we've seen those two get today. Obviously, the goal here to work together and do the best you can for your team certainly probably was it. I don't think it was intentional, but it certainly was close. Those Camrys right now running really hard. Savalainen in the Camaro, Ivan in the Camry.
Garcia, man, he is moving on up. He just got by Martin there coming off turn 4. He's now in the 7th position right now. He's looking forward. He's got somewhat of clean air at the moment.
Oh, and there's a run for the lead. Ivan takes it away from Savalainen. Garcia on the charge. Garcia looking to get his way to Team Finland. That's all he's got in front of him right now, trying to get some good points for Iberia.
And we may see some racing go with the teammates right now for Finland here. We may see some racing now. We're kind of getting down into the end of the race here. Not quite, but we're really getting there. We're only on lap 58 at the moment.
Well, we're getting into that sprint section here now. Less than 30 laps. I call it a sprint. We're just about to hit 30 laps to go here. 1 to go. Here we'll hit that 30-lap marker. We'll have the last third of the race to go. And right now, Finland having to work their way around Andrew Redgrave. As they pass by him, make Redgrave looks like he's just standing still out there as Finland just cruises on by. Look in the mirror, though. There's Carlos Garcia back there fighting hard. He's not too far from Team Finland right now. Team Finland mixing it up a little bit right there. The 91, Tommy Haka, caught on the outside. Woo! Slides right back in front of his teammate, Simo Lepinen. That was close, Tanner.
Most definitely, that was close. Some very close racing from these guys, and there was also some close racing here for about the 8th position right here between Ethan Moore and Martin Carroll. They almost made contact that last lap of entering turn 3. Right now, they're entering turn 3 on this lap, and they're having some pretty close racing. And not too far behind is Ben Wilbert and Pedro Gomez battling side by side.
Ethan Moore fighting with Martin Carroll right now. Moore down there on the inside in the number 27 Texas machine. Carroll there fighting for
Oh,
Australia. New
contact.
Zealand, they make contact there with the 23. Wolverine and the 18 get together.
That's clearly an racing incident in my opinion, but they just make a little contact, and that causes the 23 of Ben Wilbert there to wash up the hill and get into the outside wall.
Yeah, that was Gomez that he had that contact with, and just enough contact to get those cars out of shape, but they saved it.
15 car Martin Carroll, almost. He had to back out of the throttle to avoid hitting the wall coming out of turn number 4. That allowed the 08 car of Darren McKenzie to get side by side with him. A lot of racing coming back here, there, Sean.
Yeah, and Gomez right there trying to pick it up. He is in the middle of that mix, and he's got Darren McKenzie working right there in front of him. The 15, Martin Carroll, still hanging on. What a ride, folks, side by side.
This is such a great battle right here.
Right there.
Such a great battle right here between these 4 cars. Ooh, took the arrow off of the 08 car of Darren McKenzie. Lost some momentum there. That allows Ben Wilbert to come to the bottom of the racetrack, forbidding Pedro Gomez. He had a lift for the 08 coming off of turn 2 there.
It was a drag race down the pack stretch. Wilbert still hanging on down inside there. McKenzie up top. McKenzie comes down in front of Wolverine. Pedro Gomez with the best seat in the house as they head across the start-finish line, heading into 1. Gomez going to take that car inside of Wolverine. Right there, door to door. Like those chrome rims. That's a great run.
Oh man, and now Ben he has no choice but to push the 08 cars close side-by-side racing between these 3 cars right here. Excellent racing though.
Yeah, that is the race going on this track right now for sure. Gomez just really working it all over the wheel. Wolverine, what a race for him. Been in trouble, been out of trouble, right here fighting for position right now.
Oh yeah, he's one of them cars that doesn't have any give up fighting him, man. I mean, he is just he's been solid. He's been trying to get back into the top 10 after that first spin that he had to bring out the first caution of the race, and he is really fighting, and he ain't giving up.
Well, Gomez with a really good chance to get up here in the top 10 with his teammate Carlos Garcia. You know, Iberia looking to really make some good solid points, and right now Gomez their best chance to get up there and get in the top 10 with Garcia. Garcia still holding down that 7th spot. The top 6 team Finland still continuing to dominate the race. Ivanen, your leader still. Savalainen got 2nd place locked down. And then it's another battle just behind them. The other 4, Seppala, Haka, Leppinen, and Pettinen, all fighting for those positions 4th through 6th. I'm sorry, 3rd through 6th. The battle is the middle of this field right now. Looking at that 18 car, Pedro Gomez. Back to the front, looking at the pack, Team Finland. But this is the race, folks. Right there, you see it. That's your cars fighting for position right there.
I'm currently trying to figure out what's going on with Martin Carroll's car. He was running really good earlier, and almost contact with the 08. Darren McKenzie. He had to let the 23 on the high line there. The 23 car, Ben Wilbert, just had a run coming off turn 4, and he had to let him in.
McKenzie just seems to keep finding trouble, not having a lot of luck with these guys. They seem to be ganging up on him at times. McKenzie left all the way down there on the bottom by himself. Everybody else working up top. Making it work up there right now. Wolverine getting around McKenzie. Able to pull it off. Nice run off the top for Wolverine.
Oh yeah, that Darren McKenzie, he's just trying to find that outside lane. He's just trying to get off that high side. Close. No contact yet between the 7 of Sam Boren there and Darren McKenzie. But yeah, McKenzie, he is just trying to find that high side because he tried working that bottom line earlier and it just didn't really play out for him. He lost positions on it, and right now he's trying to find. He's on that high side now, so maybe he can hold on to his position here for now until we can maybe see another caution. We'll have to see.
Well, Team Texas trying to do exactly that, team up and get as many of those cars as close up into the top 10 as possible. finding it kind of tough. Ethan Moore leading that charge right now. He's still got a ways to go to get to Ethan Moore.
Yeah, I believe Ethan Moore, he is the highest running Texas car on the racetrack compared to his other teammates, but he is the highest running Texas car that is in 8th place at the moment. Right now, there's nobody around him, clean air, so that's a good advantage to a car just turning some laps at the moment.
Yeah, and Wolverett still back there working hard, and so's Darren McKenzie. So still a chance here. McKenzie for Australia, New Zealand. He's got the 7 just above him there. Sam Boren, that's a Texas car. He gets around McKenzie.
Kind of looking towards the front a little bit. I'm looking at lap times too. The number 3 is kind of gaining on the 65 of Marco Penn there for a little bit. Last time by, Carlos ran a 33.125, so the tires have fallen off just a little bit, but right now he's about 3 seconds, approximately 3 seconds behind the 6th place car, Marco Penn.
Yeah, but he's running out of time, Tanner. He's running out of time quickly here. We are now into the close. Ivan in a little bit of trouble coming off of turn 4 there. I was just happened to be watching him. That car was really loose coming off of turn 4. Maybe just a loss of focus. It allows Savalainen just a little bit of a chance there to get close to him. Certainly you want to win, right? I mean, that's why we race. We race to win. If you're second, you're last. So we've certainly heard that plenty of times in the past. Ivan really wanting to hang on to that. But today the purpose is to get your team into the finals. Ivan does not want to give up that lead. That was quite a little bit of a mistake from him. Gives Savalainen just a little bit of hope. And we see he is picking up just a little bit of ground on him. Here we've got almost 15 laps to go, Tanner.
Yeah, if I was Ivan, just drive your line and don't feel pressured. Even though that 313 car is right behind you, don't feel pressured. Just run your line and click off laps, and you should be there at the end. Try not to lose focus. Just keep. Oh, you just got a little bobble coming off turn 4 there. That allowed the 313 to gain on him a little bit. But yeah, I'd say just run your line and just run your race. I know you want to win, but just run your race. You never know what will happen in 15 laps.
Yeah, well, Savalainen getting quite a run on him here. Savalainen keeping that car just a little bit more up the track there as his entry a little bit higher there than Teemu Ivanen gets a nice run off the top. Oh yeah, there might be a fight for the win before this is all said and done with now just 14 laps to go. It's go time. If you're not working that wheel now, you're not working.
Oh yeah, I mean, you may be teammates, but hey, they like to win too. But both these cars want to win, and I'm sure they got a pretty clear gap at the moment from the 3rd place car, about 2 seconds behind. So I'm sure towards the end of this race, or right now, they could probably battle it out for a little bit cleanly.
Yeah, I would expect nothing less than cleanly at this point. Team Finland's shown a lot of patience, a lot of determination today. I think all 6 of those cars are looking forward to finishing right where they are right now. I think that's probably planned by design. Not much racing going up there amongst the top 6. Carlos Garcia doing a really good job of just hanging on to 7th place right now. Iberia will certainly like those points. Ethan Moore trying to make a run at Carlos Garcia. Doesn't quite seem to have the lap times to do it.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, Sam, but something's wrong with Ben. He was really slow entering turn 3, and I mean really slow. I have no idea what happened.
Not sure what happened with Ben Wolverett there. Car still tracking.
Kind of taking a look back right here on the 23. Oh, he got into the wall in the back straightaway and just got loose. Oh, almost spun it out entering turn 3.
Savalainen just took away first place away from Teemu Ivanen. That 313 had been working on him for several laps there, and he's able to pull it off. Savalainen, now your leader. When
Maybe
he comes,
maybe we'll see what happens here with the top two cars, because that was a little battle that they had, and that the one car got loose there off forward, but no, that kind of allowed a little bit of the third and fourth place car who are run side by side to catch the leaders just a little bit.
Well, that number one car, Timo Ivanen, it has gotten loose here in the late stages of this run. I've seen it several times, seen the rear end of that car step out. Might be just overdriving it. Certainly can't be happy about giving up the lead. He had it and was in control, but Savalainen showing the power to get around, taking advantage of that loose condition on the one machine. Still, you can see it right there as he's coming through the turn. You can see those hands working the wheel back and forth. He has a handful right now in the number one machine. Ivanen going to be lucky to hang, at this point right now, lucky to hang on the second as the Sepala is starting to make up ground and get his way to the bumper of Ivanen. But Savalainen still your leader, and Ivanen doesn't look like he has the car left to get to him.
Well, we do say loose is fast, but if it's that loose, you may have to lift off the gas just a little bit to be able to save the car. Every corner I'm watching that one car, he's just getting a little loose every single time. He is having a handful with that car at the moment.
Yeah, I love that shot in the windshield when you look in at the driver and you see him on that wheel. Man, you can always tell. You see that frantic movement of hands and wheel. You know what they're dealing with, and it's not any fun, especially when you got the pressure of just keeping the car on the track for the team. But now he's got the pressure of teammates now that have made their way to him. The 123 of Sepala and the 91 of Tommy Haka. They have found their way into this mix up here. Now it is we're looking at a 4-car battle up front here, with just 7 laps to go. Be 6 laps to go the next time by. Man, there we go, right? Tommy Haka making a move on the inside of Sepala, coming down the back straightaway. It is a drag race. Haka to the inside. Sepala hanging on up top. Haka just did not win that drag race. Yeah, they come back across the start-finish line. They're still same position. Good job there by Sepala not to give up that position to his teammate. It was a little battle.
These guys may be teammates, but they want to race, and we are coming down to the crunch hour with about 6-7 laps to go here. So it is time to go get as many positions as you can right now. They have gained on the leader, those two cars, even when they're battling side by side. So we'll have to see how this is playing out. This is very interesting.
Yeah, like I talked about before, I just don't think Garcia just doesn't have enough time left at this point to get into the mix. Only 6 laps to go. He won't get there. Team Finland looks like they are really a strong bet to pull away with the top 6 and win the Group C bracket here, the World Cup of iRacing, the oval race. Wonder what kind of luck they'll have at Suzuka next. But man, they've sure been strong here at Homestead.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, all race long, they haven't even lost the top 6. I have not. I mean, sure, the top 6 have changed positions just a little bit. Oh, there's a caution. I have no idea where it is on the track.
Boy, that caution could have come out at a worse time, man. We're looking around trying to find it for you here, folks, real quick. But that caution flag very well may end this race, as we now have 86 laps in the book. Oh, that looks like that was the 15 machine, and Martin Carroll went sliding down to the inside off of turn 4. I'll see the 08s around there too.
Oh yeah, to me it looks like that 15. Yeah, he just got snapped loose, and the 08 was just running his line, Darren McKenzie, and yeah, they just got loose.
Yeah, watching the replay. Oh, the 15. Yeah, self-spin right there. The 15 of Martin Carroll, he gets loose coming off the turn. That car bites down low across the front end there at Darren McKenzie. Nowhere to go. Tough break for those two. McKenzie had been tracking well for a good portion of this race, but that tough way to finish for him there.
Oh yeah, and Martin Carroll has just run so well. He got as high as that 7th position, running with Finland, even though he lost them. But man, unfortunately, that's just an unfortunate situation right there.
Well, we'll come across with 3 laps to go. I'm gonna take a guess that nobody's gonna come down here at this point. Everybody's gonna stay on the track. I think that's a safe bet. Finland's going nowhere. They're gonna stay up there. I don't know if we're gonna get this race restarted. Like I said, we've only got 3 laps to go. Gonna have at least one more pace lap. We may wind up with a green-white checker here, iRacing's form of it, and that will be an exciting finish. Can Finland hang on to the top 6 if we get to that situation? We're about to find out. As they pace around, no action in the pits.
Yeah, the 10 car gets the lucky dog, I assume, right there. But yeah, in iRacing they don't have actual green-white checkers. So a green-white checker in iRacing is just a 2-lap race, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the green and the white at the same time, and then the checkered flag, basically, and that's it. So,
Yep.
Gonna be a fun restart. Hard to believe with the green flag runs that we've had that it comes down to this. That we're talking about finishing. Oliver Searles coming on the radio, sharing his love for Team Finland. Very impressed by their dominance today. Everybody sending in their congratulations. I don't know if this race is going to get restarted, Tanner.
So I'm showing the pace car lights are still turned on. So, and we're on lap 89 out of a 90-lap race. So in my opinion, this race just ended.
What dominance we saw by Finland today, man. Those guys were hooked up. They obviously had this on their schedule, obviously had their setup dialed in, and their strategy is it looks like the top 6 is going to be dominated by Finland. Not hard to do the math there. They will win Group C Oval here today in the World Cup of iRacing here at iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing channel. Great race we saw. Those runs, those green flag runs were great. Lots of battling going on there in the middle of the field. Carlos Garcia, Ethan Moore, Sam Bourne, those guys fighting it out all day. Tough break for Carroll and McKenzie. Those guys had been up there battling. Ben Wolverick, he had a heck of a day all over the field. Looks like he's going to get away with a 13th place after starting 7th. But considering the trouble Ben had, he's going to have to be at least, I guess, satisfied with that finish. But a really good race, Tanner.
Oh yeah, a really good race. I was impressed by all the racing throughout the racetrack, especially towards the mid-pack cars with Ethan Moore, Ben Welver, all them guys. I tip my hat to them guys for all the clean racing. Even though there was almost contact, they knew what they were doing on the racetrack, and I just tip my hat to these guys.
And we are on the white flag lap right now as they come around. This is the last lap. It will not restart.
Pretty much, this race is officially over with. Wow, man, I just can't get over the dominating performance by Finland today. Oh man, they just had this one marked on their calendars, like you said there, Sean, and yeah, it was just a great dominant performance by Finland.
Yeah, they were all over it today for sure. Didn't really give the other teams here much of a chance today, but again, we talked about those good battles and. Iberia is going to have a decent finish out of this. Texas isn't going to wind up that bad. Australia, New Zealand never really got a chance. Those poor guys had bad luck today. Again, with the dominance that Finland showed, I believe they might have also had the most amount of cars in the field with 6. I do think, just looking through here real quick, yeah, they did. And congratulations to Jukka Savalainen. He is your winner. Team Finland comes across together there. 4 wide across the start
5
finish
wide,
line.
6 wide. That's a 6 wide race right there, fellas.
Yeah.
6 wide finish.
So Jukka Savalainen, your winner. Oh, and they all put it in the wall. There we go.
Boy, yeah,
All right.
That was great by Finland. That was great.
Well, hey, listen, that's been a great race. We're going to take a quick break here. Let everybody catch their breath after that. We're going to watch that replay real quick as they came across the start-finish line. You see there, up in the turn, they just all collected Team Finland. Little celebration there by Team Finland. Congratulations to Jukka Savalainen. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll give you the rundown and try and get a few guys here in the booth to interview and talk about this great race we saw here. We'll see you in a few. And we're back. The World Cup of iRacing Group C Oval round. You just saw it here on the Global Sim Racing channel. What a race. What dominance by Team Finland. They will win Group C. Your winner, Jukka Savalainen, first place, started there and finishes there. His teammate, Timu Ivanen, finishes second right where he started. Jerry Seppala, he finishes third, started in fourth. Tommy Haka finishes fourth. He started third, so those guys switched up. Simu Lepinen in fifth. And in sixth place, the dominance of Team Finland we talked about, Marco Pettinen in the number 65. He is sixth tonight.
In seventh place, Carlos M. Garcia started 12th, finished 7th. A great run for him tonight. His setup improved throughout the night. Ethan Moore finishes 8th place, started 10th. Sam Boren finishes 9th. Pedro Gomez lost a couple positions, but ended up getting a top 10 finish. Festo Bessa Gomes finishes 11th place, and Adam Young finished 12th.
And here's the rest of the field for you, folks. Ben Wolvert, he comes home in 13th place tonight to number 23. Oliver Searles finishes 14th. Fernando Guerrero, he was up there racing, finds a little trouble, gets that car flat spotted on the right side, makes it home in 15th. In the 007, Brett Wilson manages a 16th place finish. Martin Carroll, tough luck for him. He'll come home 17th. Darren McKenzie, 18th place, the first car lap down. Andrew Redgrave keeps it on the track, finishes 2 laps down. The number 10 finishes 19th. And Tony Duffy, 40 laps down. He will bring that home in 20th tonight. That is your entire field and rundown. What a race, Tanner.
Yeah, definitely a very exciting race. A lot of racing and towards the mid pack. Just dominant performance by the Finland group.
Well, we've brought Adam Young down into the booth here, and we're going to talk to him real quick about his race. Adam, 12th place finish. You started 19th, tough qualifying run for you, but you make up some good ground, and again, bring that number 21 machine home in 12th. Talk about your race, talk about that effort for the team.
Wait, I'm talking to you guys, and it's not the Pack Majors? What's going on here? Yeah, we felt we went into this race. We had the group stage there a few weeks ago, and based on how Team Texas did, we were kind of just going into this wanting to have some fun, and I think we accomplished that. The Finns, you can't beat those guys. They are dominant everywhere they show up. I think you guys are going to see the same thing out of them in the roadside here at Suzuka in a little while. And as far as Team Texas goes, we just did the best we can. But I know for a fact that all my guys, we had a lot of fun tonight racing the Iberians, racing the Aussies. They did a fantastic job. Can't say enough about them. Homestead's just a tough track, especially on the long runs. You can get by on the short runs. It feels great. But those long runs, man, it gets a little tough.
Yeah, then the short run wasn't a big factor tonight, but it was on that one caution flag. I think you guys only ran about 10 laps. Everybody decided to come back in, and then you ran it to the finish there. Tough to get that caution there at the end, but overall, pretty good run today. You've got to be happy with just being able to finish the race. How do you like your chances at Suzuka?
Well, I can tell you probably won't see me in your broadcast. I'm going to be probably in the split number 2. It just kind of depends on our needs. Suzuka, I'm not a road racer. I think I've expressed that before to you guys. We do got a couple of our fast guys for Team Texas, but I don't think we're going to have anything for the Finns. We're going into this really, really wanting to try to go for the wild card, but Scandinavia earlier put down some really good numbers, so we'll have to see about that.
Well, we certainly wish you the best and hope for you a good run there at Suzuka. Race hard, and we'll see you over there in just a little bit. Great race again there for you today, Adam. Thanks for coming in and talking with us. We're going to throw it over to Tanner. He's caught up with Marty Carroll, who's come on in with us. Wants to talk about his race real quick. Tanner, check in with Marty here. Let's see how he thinks about today's race.
Hey, Marty. Man, you were running solid into the top 10. You couldn't quite catch the Finland guys, but tell me how your race was and how the, uh, the race changed with the rubber in the track, with supposedly having marbles on the track. How were you able to overcome all them different kinds of scenarios? And did you have anything like anything on a short run or long run towards the Finland guys?
Yeah, well, with unfortunate work commitments for myself, I missed round one for the oval race, and so I hadn't had a lot of track time in getting this set up to speed with the car. But the boys had put a solid set together, and it was good over the long runs. But you had to be aggressive with it early to try and stay touch, and I think Adam hit it on the nail on the head there, saying that the Finland guys are just dominant, and congrats to them. And but yeah. It was fun racing with the Texas and Iberian guys. I had a good battle there with Carlos and Ethan there in the back half of the race. And so with qualifying towards the back, I was able to work myself up to behind the Finland guys. But you just had to drive it in so hard to try and stay with them. And they were just so well balanced through the mid-corner, they could just carry so much more apex speed. But overall, I made it to improve the car over the short run, which sort of hurt me a little bit on the longer runs. Which and then I had a bit of an incident with Pedro there with 11 to go through turn 1 and 2. But coming into that stage from about lap 60, the high line through turn 1 was the go. So the groove moved up the track, but the marbles were quite bad on the outside of 3 and 4, so you still had to run your traditional line through 3 and 4, and I'm pretty sure, as you've seen on the broadcast, I got a little loose outside there, running side by side with Ethan for about 5 laps in a row. Just got loose on those, but all in all, it's you're out there representing your country, and you're trying to represent the best you can and race with a high level of sportsmanship, and the skill level of the guys around you is just phenomenal. So whether you're racing for 16th and 17th, the skill level's the same as racing for 1st and 2nd. It's just, it's fantastic to be a part of, and thank you guys for putting on an excellent broadcast.
And you're certainly welcome. That was just tremendous racing from all you guys there. In that mid pack, we were talking about over the broadcast, just some tremendous clean racing, a lot of talent out there from everybody on the racetrack, for sure. Yeah,
and I think next year, like us, the Aussie New Zealand club, we'll look to be a bit more prepared for the World Cup. It's sort of come up on me quickly, and we only had limited numbers for today, so hopefully we can back it up at Suzuka, and we've got a pretty good solid set there to go and compete, and but it's all about competing and getting out there and representing, and just being part of it is the main thing. And obviously Finland and Timo and all those guys, and they set the standard, so if we want to beat them, we have to get there, and that's part of the great challenge of motorsport in general.
Well, it was a very towards the end of the race. There was a very unfortunate situation that brought the last caution, but you end up with a 17th place finish. Although it was a great run by you, Martin, and I look forward to watching you race in future races.
Yeah, no, cheers, guys, and apologies to Mackenzie for wiping him out there at the end. I was after my contact with Pedro and got up into the wall at 2 there. It sort of. It hurt me right front quite badly, and the car just wanted to rotate every time I put a bit of left-hand wheel into it. So, and I was trying to hang in there and see what I could salvage, and just got caught on the outside there and at 4. And so, my apologies to everyone for killing the end of the race there. So, it's not the best way to finish under caution, but there wasn't much I could do about it. Unfortunately, once she started going around, that was it, out of my control.
All right, Martin. Well, we hope you have a great night, and that is Martin Carroll, who finishes 17th position tonight.
And we caught up with Timo Ivanen, our 2nd place finisher. He gets up on the podium there, part of that Finnish dominance we saw tonight. Timo, great racer.
Yeah, race was pretty good.
Team Finland just seemed, well, they were. It didn't seem. They were unbeatable this evening. You guys had a really good plan going in. What was the strategy?
Well, drive fast.
You had a nice battle there with your teammate Savalainen. I know you hated losing that lead there, but it looked like your car was getting loose on that last run.
Yes.
Were the tires going away, or was it the setup just giving up on you?
A bit both.
Well, a really great effort there for Team Finland. You guys will win the oval bracket here and move on to Suzuka. What do you think about your chances at Suzuka, sir?
I think it's gonna be pretty good.
You guys ready? Put in a lot of practice laps there?
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, Timu, thanks a lot for coming into the booth. Always great to talk to someone here on the podium. Great dominance by Finland. Congratulations on winning the Group C. We'll see you at the finals. Good luck in the next race here. Head on to Suzuka in just a few minutes. Thanks again for coming in. Guys, it's time to put a pretty bow on this and wrap things up. It's been a great race today here at Homestead, and we saw it here unfold on the Global Sim Racing Channel, the World Cup of iRacing. Group C, the oval race, it's in the books, folks, and we have some people to thank. Our streaming equipment brought to you by iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA. Additional thanks again go out to our camera guru, the great Dougie Beard. Our music brought to you by Eric Ekholm. You can find him at ericekholm.com. Stay up to date with the Global Sim Racing Channel at www.globalsimracingchannel.com. On Twitter at GSR Channel. Facebook, facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. Don't go too far, folks, because in just a few minutes, Group C road race right here on the Global Sim Racing Channel in the DW12s. Suzuka, you don't want to miss that. That's right. They'll be turning left and right and putting on quite a show for you here in the next round. It's time to go. We really enjoyed it. Hey, race hard, race clean, and we'll see you on the track.